What's up, world? Dork channel subscriber. This is subscribers. This is Rob, the dork guy. Hey, it's like super late Tuesday night. Actually, like Wednesday morning. So August 7th, technically now. Felt like making a video about depression. I don't want to use the word tease, but I mentioned it last week when I did an anxiety one, that I was going to do other ones for depression, PTSD, all that sort of stuff. I don't really, when I do these, as you've seen for probably most of the videos, you can tell I don't use a script. I'll like write a couple notes down so I don't get completely, sometimes, off target. But it was just something that I was sitting around tonight, and I was like, you know what? I feel like doing a video about depression. I'm sitting here in my bed, sitting Indian style. Got my Star Wars, yeah, Star Wars, big, huge Star Wars. That's a pillow there. My dream catcher, my blue wall. My puzzle boy was talking about his room. He's like, Dad, let's do it all green so it can be green screen so we can do stuff. And I was like, yeah, that didn't happen. One of the things I want to talk about in anxiety or with depression was, well, I guess the first thing with depression is if you're at the point right now and you're watching this and you think that hurting yourself is the only way out and you're planning on doing that, stop right now. 1-800-SNITCH, actually 911. Tell them you can't be alone. Call a friend, go next door to a room, wake up your mom and dad or your spouse and say, hey, I can't be alone right now. Just stop from moving forward with that, because that is not a solution. It's an end. So stop right now. Don't watch the rest of the video and go check your yourself someplace or get help, but don't hurt yourself. That will not help at all. Are you the only person that's ever had that feeling? Absolutely, positively not. And that kind of leads into depression discussion. That sense of helplessness, hopelessness, guilt, shame, the feeling that nothing will get better, that this just won't end, is what makes it so tough to deal with depression, because it's like a little bad angel on your shoulder. It knows what you need to do to get out of depression, and exactly the things it does to you stops you from getting out of said depression. In my opinion, now, I'm not a doctor. Don't play one on TV, although I would play one in a movie. I think I've said that before. Joke. But not a doctor, don't claim to be one. And talking with doctors and counselors is a immense tool. And I highly suggest that you seek counseling and you seek a doctor and maybe even go on medication. But I think there's personally, I think there's something to be said for those of us that have suffered from depression or suffer from depression, whether it's be manic. They say that half of us at some point in our lives go through a depression. For some people, it's just a cycle. For some of us, a trauma or anxiety drives us to depression more often. Some people are manic depressive, so they're up and down, in and out of depression. But I think that talking to somebody that has been in your shoes helps out a lot. Time where I made these videos, because you can sit there and talk with that doctor that knows so much the theory, and they have great ideas. But it's just something about talking to somebody that's been the exact same role as you. Group therapy I enjoy. Talking to somebody, especially, you'd be surprised how, because you think you're all alone. You think you are all by yourself, the only one feeling this way, but you're not. I guarantee you're not. I gotta be careful shaking, because like I said, I'm on my bed and it's gonna look like I'm having an earthquake. It's gonna freak people out. Yeah, fake earthquake. I'm in Florida. We don't have a whole lot of earthquakes in Florida, but I've lived in Japan when I was in the military. I've lived in California and been through quite a few earthquakes, and we're not having one. Just double check. I mean, they're no laughing matter, but I say that and I'll stop it. I'm like, why is it still shaking? Worst earthquake I ever went through was the one Easter Sunday, 2009. I think it hit, I think it hit like Mexicali, and I was in Yuma, which was like 40 miles away. It was pretty crazy. The first step I can say for anybody feeling that way, that sense of hopelessness, the sense of loss, is reach out and talk to somebody. Reach out and talk to me. dorkguy21gmail.com. dorkguy21gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram, Rob_Harris_TDG for the Dork Guy. You can message me there. Just reaching out and talking to somebody will have a huge impact. It's that first step. And as with any journey, what's the most difficult part of any journey? Shout out the answers when you know them. Just yell them out. That's right. The first step is always the most difficult. And what's weird about depression is really similar to sadness, right? You know, sadness has being sad or sadness has a lot of the same things as depression, right? You don't want to do anything. You feel hopeless. But the big thing with sadness is you know why you feel sad. Usually when you're sad. Your dog died. Even though it was old, you're still very sad. Lost your job. Got passed over for a promotion. There's lots of reasons why you could be sad, but you know why you're sad. But when you're depressed, you have those same feelings, oftentimes like they're on steroids, but you don't know why. And it's an extremely helpless feeling. It seems like keeping these videos like at 10 minutes or less, I'm thinking it's probably the best thing for, I don't want to say entertainment value, but to hold on to your attention. Because unless you're specifically looking up a depression video, you're probably not going to sit here for like an hour. So what I'd like you to do is I want you to subscribe. I want you to like, because remember, thumbs up is good. When you hit those thumbs down, it can make you blind. I've read that. Tell a friend and put a comment of something that you would like to specifically see about depression. I will say that I waited about 4 years of severe PTSD, anxiety, depression before asking for help. It was like hitting a rock bottom, and it's really tough asking for help. So if you cannot wait that long, you will help yourself out. There's hospitals where sometimes people will go stay, like in a facility. I've never stayed in a facility, but I've done almost a facility. I've done like an intensive outpatient where for like 3 weeks straight, 12 hours a day, you're at this facility doing classes, doing counseling, CBT, all different types of things. So very similar to being in a hospital type setting or in an inpatient setting. The only thing was you got to go home at night in this particular setting. But that first step is so huge. Asking for help. And it's a tough one. It's not an easy one. Not at all. So sometimes you think to yourself, well, if I haven't taken it, people are going to think I'm weak. They're going to think I shouldn't be depressed. They're going to tell me, suck it up. You might run across some asshole in your life that would say that. But 90% of us are not going to say that. So just reach out to somebody. I've had friends that reached out to me. And it was good. The other odd thing about depression is sometimes you can see it in a person, right? You can tell that something's off. But like for me, for a long time, and other folks, you might still be getting A's in school. Your friends might think you're doing great, but you're just constantly feeling hopeless. Like nothing can change, even though to the outsider, your life is going along just fine. And that's tough too, because if you're the kind of person that is just where you really show that you're depressed, maybe somebody will reach out to you. So if that lifeline's reached out, it's a little bit easier to grab onto. It's like when you're drowning, somebody throws you that, donut, all you got to do is grab onto it. But if no one hasn't thrown you a donut, so kind of a weird analogy. But Rob likes analogies. The dork guy. Likes analogies. But yes, ask for help. Again, reach out to me. Not a doctor, but I'll be more than happy to talk to you. Shoot emails back and forth. There's so much you can Google. There's support groups around you. There are meetings around you. If you feel like you're going to hurt yourself, check yourself into a facility. Call 911. Go to a hospital. Tell a teacher. Tell a parent. Tell a spouse. Whatever the case may be. The biggest thing I wanted to discuss here is hurting yourself is not a solution. It's an ending. And Those feelings you're having, you're not the only one. Even the feelings of wanting to end it all, you're not the only one that's ever had those feelings. And take that first step of reaching out. And again, put down comments of things you want to see me develop more into. If you want to discuss more like my experience with meds, I'll say with meds. In my opinion, they play a great important part, especially trying to pull you out of a depression. But the thing I'll say about medication is there's so many different types of medication and so many different doctors. You ask 10 doctors or 10 mechanics something, you'll get 7 different answers. So be patient, because you might go through a couple concoctions or recipes of meds to find one that works for you. And when the first couple don't work, you can get down and be like, see, I can't be fixed. And that's not the case. You just have to find the ones that work right for you, underneath the supervision of a psychiatrist. Okay. I hear the cat over there doing something. The cat's got a little, my daughter's cat has a little bell. And when that's in my room, in my bathroom, I get nervous. All right. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. I know it's super late, so this isn't a super fun video. Being all silly, but important subject. Leave a comment, something you'd like to see. Ask for help. Don't hurt yourself. You're not alone. That's it. We'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Deuces. I feel like Chuck Woolery. Remember that old show? I think it was before my time, but I think I saw it like in reruns, maybe in the 90s. I think it was called Love Connection. He's like, I'll see you in 2 minutes, 2 seconds. Deuces, but I didn't get that from them. So don't ever think I got that from Chuck Woolery. Now I see him doing commercials. I think it's the same guy. I see him like on late night doing commercials for like buying gold or something. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Okay, reach out. dorkguy21gmail.com. I'll put that information up there. And again, so many places you can go to get help. Google. Depressed, where can I go for help? You'll be surprised at how many support groups are out there. Phone numbers you can contact. Stuff like that. Don't hurt yourself. Don't end. That's not a solution. That's not a... my feet are going to sleep. That's not a solution. It's an ending. So, all right. See you guys later. Deuces.